After a 7-month investigation and 3-hour standoff at a remote property early this morning, police in Victoria have shot and killed Dezi Freeman.
On the 30th of March 2026, police carried out an operation in northeast Victoria. The operation took place in a remote area near the New South Wales border. During that operation, officers located a man they had been searching for. The situation escalated. The man was shot and died at the scene. He was identified as Dezi Freeman. He had been wanted in connection with a shooting that occurred in August 2025 in Porapunka, Victoria. That incident resulted in the deaths of 2 police officers and left another officer injured. Following that event, police launched an ongoing search. The case was treated as a priority due to the nature of the incident and the impact on law enforcement. Search efforts focused on northeast Victoria and surrounding regions. The terrain included rural and remote areas, which affected how operations were conducted. On March 30th, police confirmed they had located Freeman. An operation was initiated to engage with him. During that operation, the situation escalated, leading to the use of lethal force. Freeman died at the scene. Authorities later confirmed the identity and outlined the sequence of events. This marked the end of the search that had been underway since August 2025. The case began in August 2025 in Porapunka, Victoria. Police responded to a shooting involving officers. 2 officers died at the scene. A 3rd officer was injured. The incident was treated as a critical event. The man identified in connection with the shooting was Dezi Freeman. From that point, the case was escalated to a priority investigation. Search efforts were initiated across northeast Victoria. The area includes rural zones and remote terrain. These conditions affect how search operations are conducted. Movement is harder to track. Visibility is limited, and response times can vary depending on location. As the search continued, the situation remained active. Police relied on available intelligence and coordinated operations. Cases of this nature place sustained pressure on resources. They also require consistent decision-making over time. The longer a search continues, the more variables are introduced. Locations change, information evolves, and outcomes become less predictable. In this case, the focus remained on locating Freeman. However, locating a person in a remote area does not resolve the situation. It changes the stage of the operation. Search becomes contact, and contact introduces immediate risk. At that point, decisions must be made in real time. Options can become limited, and the direction of the situation depends on how those decisions unfold. This is a consistent pattern in similar cases. The initial incident sets the trajectory, the search phase maintains pressure, and the point of contact determines the outcome. In this case, that point was reached on the 30th of March 2026. On the 30th of March 2026, police confirmed they had located Dezi Freeman in northeast Victoria. The location was a remote area near the New South Wales border. An operation was initiated to engage with him. At this stage, the situation shifted from search to direct contact. This is the point where operational conditions change. Search operations allow time for planning and adjustment. Direct contact requires immediate response. Once contact is established, the situation becomes time-critical. Decisions are made in real time. Options can become limited. During the operation, the situation escalated. Police responded to that escalation. Freeman was shot. He died at the scene. Authorities later confirmed the outcome. From an operational perspective, this stage carries the highest level of risk. Distance is reduced, time is limited, and control becomes dependent on immediate decisions. In remote environments, These factors are amplified. Access is restricted, support may take longer to arrive, and the ability to contain movement is reduced. These conditions influence how operations unfold. They also affect how quickly a situation can stabilise. In cases like this, escalation changes the direction of the operation. Once escalation occurs, the range of possible outcomes narrows. Stabilisation becomes more difficult, and the situation progresses based on real-time responses. The operation on March 30th marked the final stage of this case. It concluded the search that had been ongoing since August 2025. The outcome of this operation was determined at the point of contact. Once police located Dezi Freeman, the situation moved into a different phase. Search was no longer the priority. Control became the priority. In operational terms, control depends on time, distance, and information. At the point of contact, all three are reduced. Time is limited. Distance is minimal. Information is incomplete and changing. This creates a high-risk environment. In such conditions, decisions are made in real time. There is limited opportunity to delay or reassess. The situation progresses based on immediate responses. Escalation is a key factor. Once a situation escalates, the range of possible outcomes narrows. De-escalation becomes more difficult, and the ability to stabilise the situation is reduced. This is consistent across similar operations. Remote locations introduce additional constraints. Access is restricted. Movement is harder to predict, and coordination becomes more complex. These factors affect how quickly a situation can be contained. They also affect how long control can be maintained. In this case, escalation occurred during the operation. Police responded to that escalation. The use of lethal force followed. From an analytical perspective, the sequence is consistent with high-risk engagements. Initial incident, extended search, point of contact, escalation, outcome. Each stage influences the next. By the time the final stage is reached, earlier factors have already shaped the direction of the situation. This means the outcome is not determined by a single moment. It is influenced by the entire sequence of events. Once the operation reached the point of direct engagement, the available options were limited. And once escalation occurred, the situation progressed to its conclusion. The operation on March 30th, 2026 marked the end of the search. The case had progressed from an initial incident in August 2025 to a final point of contact in a remote area. The outcome was determined at that stage. Cases like this are not defined by a single moment. They develop over time, and each stage influences the next. What do you think? Was this outcome shaped by the circumstances leading up to it, or could it have developed differently? Let us know your perspective. For more analysis of cases like this, follow the channel.